2 years ago, I was nannying for a family in South Carolina, and I was helping them transition from Savannah to Charleston. I was taking on just kind of a seasonal position. And I'll never forget it. It was August 26, 2016. You know, we have these dates we remember, especially with traumatic events. I wasn't supposed to work that night. The mother had asked me to stay on because her kids just kind of were having a tough transition in their new school, and so I reluctantly agreed and stayed for dinner with them. The 7-year-old child asked me to climb a tree so he could find a whittling stick. So Super Nanny came in and I hoisted him up on my shoulders to climb the tree limb. As I hoisted him, he grabbed the limb, and the next thing I know is I hear and I just get clocked. And I just feel the entire limb, just the blow to my head just kind of go all throughout my body. I can't describe the impact. The fact that I didn't pass out is just insane to me, or go in a coma. But my head did start bleeding. I had blood all over my face, and I think at that time that was the easiest of the journey that I was about to embark on. The next 2 months I'd had extreme head pain, intracranial pressure. It felt like a fire inside my head, and I wasn't getting better. I felt like I was getting worse. And then shortly after that, the next 2-3 months, it would get worse and worse progressively. Anxiety, depression. I had a spout of insomnia for 4 months, and it's because it was a functional injury to my brain. Yeah, when my injury initially happened, I was so confused, angry, just livid with the Lord. There was this wrestling, like, why would you have this? Why would you alter my brain, God? Like, to alter my personality in a negative way. I ended up moving back to Wisconsin in March of 2017, so about 6 months after my accident. And that spring would probably be the most terrifying spot in my recovery process. I'll never forget it. I ended up writing a note to my brothers and my parents, kind of telling them that I wanted to die. And suicidal ideation is common after a brain injury. It wasn't that I was gonna actually act on it, but you get to a spot where you feel so hopeless, and I would encourage anyone that's going through it to seek help, not only from, if you have a doctor, but like, God will bring people to you. That's what the body is there for, just to have somebody come alongside you that understands and can suffer with you and that gets it. And I think that's even if it's one person, He will provide that, if you really are crying out to Him. And the fact that I am walking and talking today is a miracle, I didn't get paralyzed by the limb. It's a story. We all have stories, and they're supposed to be shared. So I knew subconsciously that although this was the hardest thing in my entire life, that He was gonna make something come out of it, or it would have been more of a permanent thing. I should have died that day. Not many people that get struck by a huge limb, a couple 100-pound limb with the weight of a 70-pound child on their shoulders, survive that,